If you're in your 20s or 30s, you're probably feeling the pressure to get everything right. Society makes us believe we need to have a successful career, perfect relationships, and a flawless life plan before we even understand who we truly are. And when things don't go as planned, doubt, fear, and comparison start to take over. But here's the truth no one tells you. These years aren't about having everything figured out. They're about planting the seeds for the future, even if the path seems unclear. Today, we'll talk about the choices that truly matter at this stage and how they can completely change the direction of your life. How are you feeling today? Let me know in the comments, and let's talk. Sometimes life feels like a frantic race to reach some peak, doesn't it? But have you ever stopped to consider if the peak you're aiming for is really yours? Many people spend their energy climbing mountains they didn't even choose, just because everyone else is heading in that direction. Imagine climbing for years, sweating and struggling, only to realize the view from the top isn't what you expected. This happens when we prioritize speed over direction. Choosing your mountain starts with brutal honesty with yourself. What makes your heart sing? It could be something small, like learning a new language, or something huge, like starting your own business. The key is remembering that someone else's mountain doesn't have to be yours. Want a practical exercise? Take a piece of paper and write down the things that truly matter to you, not to others, just to you. Along the way, it's essential to appreciate the journey. After all, the magic happens during the process. Imagine someone focused only on getting there and losing connections, health, and joy along the way. Is it worth it? Instead, celebrate small victories. That page you wrote, the workout you completed, or even the time you spent laughing with friends. Small moments create the satisfaction we seek in the end. Another crucial point is avoiding comparisons. Looking around just to measure your progress against others is a surefire recipe for frustration. Success is subjective and, more importantly, unique. So, the next time you feel like you're falling behind, ask yourself, behind who exactly? Maybe you just need to adjust your perspective and remember you're on your own path. And if doubt creeps in, that's okay. Redefining the path is a natural part of the process. Sometimes, by exploring new possibilities, we realize the ideal mountain might be somewhere else. This flexibility isn't a sign of weakness, but of wisdom. After all, changing your mind is better than wasting years on something that doesn't fulfill you. You can also adopt strategies to increase clarity. Meditate to hear your intuition or read books that inspire purpose. The subtle art of not giving a fuck, or how to win friends and influence people, are great starting points. They help identify what truly matters and push away external distractions. During today's video, besides the main topics, I'd like to share something that has made a difference for me. Recently, I started using CineBoost, which has been helping me improve focus, energy, and even reduce anxiety in my daily life. If you're interested in learning more, take a look at the pinned comment. And the best part is, you only pay for shipping. But beware, the path is only the beginning. There's one factor that, if neglected, can cost you dearly in the future. Let's talk about it in the next section. Imagine waking up every day ready to conquer any challenge. It sounds like a dream, doesn't it? But this state depends on one basic thing: your health. Many people neglect their bodies while chasing grand goals, forgetting that it's the vehicle that gets us there. Have you ever thought that success means nothing if your health is in shambles? Without it, even the simplest pleasures in life lose their charm. Maintaining health requires consistent choices, not extreme sacrifices. It's not about living in the gym or cutting out all the foods you love. It's about balance. A practical example: Start by replacing soda with a good old glass of water or walking for 20 minutes a day. Small adjustments bring huge benefits over time. Another important point is understanding the impact of stress on the body. A hectic routine and daily worries sap energy without us noticing. Simple techniques like breathing deeply for 2 minutes or practicing yoga can work wonders. Try listening to relaxing music while taking deep breaths. The feeling of relief is almost instant. And what about food? A colorful plate is more than just pretty. It's an investment in your energy and longevity. Fruits, vegetables, and fiber-rich foods are like premium fuel for your internal engine. If you haven't tried it yet, include avocado, nuts, or spinach in your meals. They are incredible allies for both body and mind. Getting good sleep is also an essential pillar. It's during sleep that the body repairs damage and the mind organizes thoughts. You know that feeling of mental clarity after a good night's sleep? It's no coincidence. If you have trouble sleeping, try creating a routine. Go to bed and wake up at the same time every day. Your body will thank you. But what about mental health? It's just as important as physical health. Talking to friends, taking time for yourself, or even seeking professional help are actions that protect your mind. If you feel overwhelmed, remember, it's not a sign of weakness to ask for help. It's an act of courage. Want to keep learning and applying these tips? Then subscribe to our channel now. And remember, your health is your greatest asset. However, perfect habits are useless without a structure to enhance them. We'll discuss this next. Greatness isn't built in a single day, but in the small steps taken consistently. Have you noticed how your daily habits shape everything? That simple choice between hitting snooze or getting up early can determine whether you have a productive day or just survive the routine. Habits are like bricks. On their own, they seem insignificant, but together they build mansions. Start small, but start. Want to become more organized? Set aside 5 minutes a day to plan your tasks. Struggling to read? How about 2 pages a night? The key is creating a routine that's sustainable. Remember, it's better to do something imperfectly than not do it at all. A good example is the famous 1% method. Improving just a little every day leads to extraordinary results over time. A powerful habit to incorporate is gratitude. Before bed, jot down 3 good things that happened during the day, no matter how small. This simple exercise trains your brain to focus on the positive, increasing motivation and reducing stress. It also reinforces a sense of accomplishment, even on tough days. Technology can be your ally or enemy in building habits. Use it to your advantage. Download apps that help track goals like Habitica or Strides and turn tasks into personal challenges. But beware of distractions like social media. An effective habit is setting times for phone use and creating screen-free zones in your day. Another practical tip: link new habits to existing routines. For example, if you want to meditate, do it right after brushing your teeth. If you want to drink more water, place a glass next to your breakfast. These connections make the process more natural and eliminate the effort of remembering. And remember, consistency is more important than intensity. It's not about doing everything in one day, but about repeating small actions every day. When something seems hard, visualize the long-term benefits. Want an example? Think about the difference 15 minutes of daily reading would make over a year. You could devour more than 12 books. However, building habits also requires taking on something fundamental: responsibility. After all, no one will do it for you. And that's the theme of the next section. Taking responsibility for your own life is a game changer. While many people wait for external rescues, a better job, the ideal partner, or even a stroke of luck, those who take control understand that real change starts from within. It's not about blame, but about empowerment. When you accept that your choices shape your future, you unlock immense power. Imagine someone constantly complaining about their job. They can either keep complaining or decide to learn a new skill that leads to better opportunities. The difference between these two attitudes: responsibility. Want to change something in your life? Start with the question, what can I do today to alter this situation? It could be sending out a resume, studying something new, or even asking for feedback. Another crucial part is stopping the blame game. If something goes wrong, see it as a learning opportunity, not punishment. Instead of saying, "I can't because no one helps me," switch to, "What can I do to improve this?" This simple shift transforms the role of victim into that of a protagonist. After all, those who don't control their decisions live at the mercy of others. You can also use practical tools to reinforce this mindset. A self-reflection journal is an excellent option. Write down your goals, mistakes, and lessons weekly. This not only helps organize ideas, but also shows progress over time. Additionally, identifying patterns in mistakes gives you clarity on how to correct them. Taking responsibility doesn't mean carrying the world on your shoulders. It also means recognizing when to ask for help. It could be from a mentor, a course, or even an honest conversation with someone you trust. But remember, the first step will always be yours. It's like planting a seed. No one else can do it for you, but the growth will be yours to reap. Of course, this requires a sense of urgency because life doesn't wait. Time keeps running, and every day is a unique chance to change something. In the next section, we'll explore how the brevity of life should be your greatest motivator for action. Life is a blink of an eye, and even knowing this, many live as if time were infinite. They procrastinate dreams, postpone important conversations, and let tomorrow carry the weight of what could be done today. But have you ever thought that each day that passes is one less day to live? This reflection can be uncomfortable, but it's also the necessary push to make every moment count. A practical way to value time is to prioritize the essentials. Make a list of the things that truly matter: spending time with family, taking care of your health, or investing in personal projects. Now, compare that list with your daily actions. If you notice you're spending more hours on distractions than on meaningful goals, it's time to refocus. Another powerful strategy is to set deadlines for your dreams. It's not enough to want to one day travel, write a book, or start a business. Set a specific date. For example, in 6 months I want to have learned the basics of investing. Or, by next year, I'll have completed a language course. Deadlines create a sense of urgency that turns vague dreams into achievable goals. It's also important to learn to say no. Often we spend time on commitments that add no value to our lives. Think about this. Every time you say yes to something unimportant, you're saying no to what really matters. A well-placed no can be liberating and give you back precious hours to dedicate to what makes sense. In addition, reserve moments to reflect on how you're living. Try a simple technique. At the end of each week, ask yourself, did I live or just exist these past few days? If the answer isn't satisfactory, adjust your course. It could mean spending more time outdoors, creating something new, or simply enjoying a coffee in peace while reading a good book. Finally, remember, lost time doesn't come back. This doesn't mean living in constant anxiety, but rather embracing the present with intentionality. Every little act, a sincere conversation, a moment of self-care, or even a minute of silence, is a part of the legacy you're building. And amidst all this, who walks beside you can completely change the experience. In the next section, we'll explore the impact of choosing the right person to share your journey. Choosing who you share your life with is one of the most important decisions you'll make. A partner can be a springboard for growth or a hurdle you have to carry. It's not just about romantic love, but about true partnership. Someone who pushes you forward, believes in your dreams, and walks beside you through ups and downs. Have you imagined how powerful it is to be with someone who shares your values? A good starting point is observing whether the person you're with, or plan to be with, supports your growth. For instance, if you want to grow professionally, does this person encourage you or create barriers? An ideal partner doesn't compete with your dreams, but looks for ways for both to grow together. And this applies to any type of relationship, whether dating, marriage, or business partnership. Another crucial aspect is communication. Solid relationships aren't built on assumptions, but on honest conversations. Imagine a plant. It needs water, light, and constant care to grow. The same goes for human bonds. A practical example: regularly set aside time for deep dialogues where each can share expectations, challenges, and goals. Moreover, aligning life goals is essential. If one dreams of living abroad and the other never wants to leave their hometown, conflicts are inevitable. This doesn't mean both need to be identical, but that there's common ground where dreams and plans can coexist. Sharing goals and working together to achieve them strengthens the bond and creates a solid foundation. In practical terms, think about the impact of small actions. A partner who celebrates your achievements, no matter how small, boosts your confidence. On the other hand, constant criticism or lack of interest can erode the relationship over time. Value someone who admires you for who you are and who you're becoming. And of course, reciprocity is the cornerstone. It's not just about what the other can do for you, but what you can also offer. Successful relationships are two-way streets where both invest time, energy, and affection. A good exercise is reflecting. Are you the type of partner you'd want to have? This self-reflection can transform both you and your relationship. But remember, relationships are learning journeys, and like everything in life, they require patience. In the next section, we'll talk about the importance of accepting the pace of growth, even when it feels too slow. Growth takes time, and for many, this is the most challenging part. In a world of instant gratification, the idea of waiting for progress feels almost impossible. But the truth is, all meaningful learning, whether mastering a new skill, building a business, or strengthening a relationship, requires patience. Have you heard that even bamboo spends years growing its roots silently before sprouting? The same applies to you. The beginning of any journey can be frustrating. It's natural to want quick results, but the initial learning is where you build a solid foundation for the future. Imagine a musician learning guitar. At first, fingers hurt, chords sound wrong, but with constant practice, the notes flow like second nature. If you're starting something new, embrace the initial discomfort as part of the process. One way to make growth more bearable is to celebrate small milestones. Manage to say your first sentences in a new language? Celebrated a month sticking to a workout routine. These moments are markers that show you're on the right track. Try creating a progress journal to record these victories. When demotivation strikes, reread your achievements and see how far you've come. Patience is also tied to consistency. It's not about making big, sporadic efforts, but cultivating small actions daily. Think of a garden. Watering plants every day yields much better results than dumping buckets of water once a month. For example, if you want to exercise, starting with 10 minutes a day is more sustainable than trying hours right away. Also, keep a learner's mindset. See each mistake as an opportunity for adjustment and each challenge as a resilience test. Great masters in any field didn't reach the top without stumbling. Remember, it's not about the speed of progress, but the quality of the path you're taking. The world around you can also influence your patience. Avoid comparisons with others because everyone has their own pace. Someone's success today doesn't negate your tomorrow. Instead of looking sideways, look forward and adjust your goals based on what truly matters to you. And of course, patience must walk hand in hand with a positive mindset. In the next section, we'll explore how your way of thinking can completely transform your journey. A positive mindset doesn't mean ignoring challenges, but choosing how to react to them. It's about finding opportunities amid problems and staying focused on what can be done instead of getting lost in complaints. Have you noticed how optimistic people seem to attract solutions? It's not magic, it's how mindset influences decisions and actions. A practical tool for cultivating positivity is the gratitude exercise. Start your day reflecting on 3 things you're grateful for. They can be simple, like a hot coffee, an unexpected compliment, or just having your health. This daily habit not only improves your mood, but also trains your brain to value the positive aspects of life, even in tough times. Another strategy is reframing negative thoughts. When something goes wrong, it's easy to spiral into, "I can't," or "this always happens to me." Instead, ask yourself, "What can I learn from this?" Or, "How can I use this experience to improve in the future?" This shift in perspective turns failures into fuel for growth. Concrete actions also reinforce a positive mindset. Doing activities that bring joy, like listening to music, cooking, or going for a walk, helps reduce stress and increase mental clarity. Also, try limiting exposure to negative news or draining social media. Instead, seek content that inspires and educates. Surrounding yourself with positive-minded people also makes a difference. The environment has a huge impact on how you see the world. Seek to be around those who encourage you and help you see possibilities rather than problems. It's not about avoiding criticism, but having support that propels you forward, not holds you back. Maintaining positivity doesn't mean denying negative emotions. Feeling sadness or frustration is natural, but the key is not to dwell on these states. Treat these emotions as temporary visitors and find healthy ways to process them, whether through writing, talking with someone you trust, or practicing mindfulness. And speaking of change, sometimes life forces us to change course, even when we're not prepared. In the next section, we'll explore how adapting to the unexpected can open doors to incredible experiences. Life has a unique ability to surprise us, sometimes with wonderful things, other times with unexpected challenges. Adapting to change isn't just a useful skill, it's essential for thriving. Resisting the inevitable only creates suffering. When you learn to flow with events, you begin to see possibilities where there were once only obstacles. Think of a time when something turned out completely different from what you'd planned. Maybe it was losing a job, the end of a relationship, or even an unexpected move to a new city. As difficult as it may have been, chances are something positive came from the experience. Perhaps you discovered a new skill, made valuable connections, or found inner strength you didn't know you had. A practical way to embrace change is to create small challenges that push you out of your comfort zone. For example, try doing something new every week. Cook a different recipe, strike up a conversation with someone you don't know well, or even take a different route home. These small adaptations help build resilience for dealing with bigger transformations. It's also crucial to change how you view the unexpected. Instead of seeing changes as interruptions, see them as redirections. A missed opportunity can be the opening for something even better. A simple example: many people who lost jobs discovered new careers more aligned with their talents and passions. The secret is keeping an open mind to new possibilities. To handle more drastic changes like a major failure or traumatic event, keep in mind that acceptance is the first step. Acceptance doesn't mean liking what happened, but acknowledging reality and recognizing that resistance only prolongs suffering. From there, you can begin planning how to move forward, whether through new goals or learning something new. Practicing mental flexibility also helps navigate unpredictable situations. Imagine your life as a river. Sometimes the current is calm, other times there are rocks in the way. Instead of fighting the flow, learn to adjust your direction, using the rocks as support. Books like Anti-Fragile by Nassim Taleb offer great insights into how to grow amidst chaos. Changes are doors to growth, but to walk through them, you need courage and an open mind. Now that we've explored how to adapt to the unexpected, I'd like to know, how are you dealing with the changes in your life? Leave your answer in the comments, and let's talk. Now that we've explored the most important choices for those in their 20s or 30s, it's time to act. It's not enough to simply consume knowledge. True transformation happens when you put these teachings into practice. What steps can you take today to align your life with your values, improve your health, and start building the future you desire? Ask yourself, am I living the life I want or just going with the flow? Be honest. That's the only way to break free from inertia and take control. And remember, time is the most precious resource we have. You don't need to do everything at once, but you do need to start now. So share in the comments which action you'll take first. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications to keep learning and growing. I'll leave a video here on the screen for you to watch next. It will help you even more to prepare for this incredible journey ahead.